Hey, what's going on everyone? In this video, I'm going to show you one of the videos that's in my Amazon course, which is all about online book arbitrage. It's the process of buying books on Amazon to resell on Amazon for a profit. And this is, again, just one video that comes from a massive list of videos that are not published on YouTube, with the exception of this video that you're about to see. And I just want to give you a little bit of a sneak peek into some of the things that you can expect. Definitely if you're on the fence and you're wondering what kind of value is Joji going to provide, let me tell you something. The value in this course is quite insane. And I have a lot of really creative product finder sourcing techniques and strategies that, again, I don't necessarily share on YouTube, but I kind of want to reward those people who want to take a little bit deeper dive into keep and want to kind of under some of the ways that I'm finding books that, again, I haven't necessarily shown a lot of people on YouTube. So definitely, by no means do you need the course, but I will say that if you're somebody who's serious about this and you want to up your level, you want to scale, you want to find better books, you want to be, have less competition, that there's a number of creative ways to find books that are in this course. So with that said, let's get into the video. If you enjoyed, then let me know in the comments down below, but let's do it. Hey, how's it going everyone? So here's going to be one of my favorite filters to use for Product Finder. It's how to use rising reviews to find books that, might not have a sales rank because Keepa hasn't recorded them. Maybe Amazon is not, showing correct Amazon bestsellers rank on the Amazon webpage. Maybe there's just a really rare book that hasn't been in stock for a long period of time, so the sales rank is terrible. But the idea is to find a rising review count to potentially find books that are very valuable. And let me show you how this works. So the first thing we're going to do is just get a Control F, and we're going to go and type in review. And we're going to go down to the review count. And what I'm going to do is actually scroll all the way over to the right, and I'm just going to, under the 90-day drop, put negative 25%. And because a drop is negative and I'm putting in a negative value, the negative and the negative makes positive. So in other words, I'm saying find something that's had a 25% increase in the number of reviews. And what I'm then going to do is go to Control F and again type in drops to find sales rank drops. And I'm going to say in the last 180 days, from 0 to 0. So in other words, no sales rank drops at all. We're going to try to find something that literally has had no sales rank drops. And let's keep going. We're going to go all the way up to the use price now. And under the use price, we're going to go ahead and put for the 180 average, we want it to be at least $50. So I put that for $50 or more. So that means over the last 6 months, the average use price is at least $50 and the current use price is under 15. And again, we can change this. If we change this to 75, now we have 470, 7 products, but yeah, you can dwindle it down. So if you wanted only the best possible deals, you can go up to 100 potentially, but we'll go up to 50. And then what we'll do is we'll go down to root category. We'll make sure we select books. And then under the sales rank, I'm actually not going to include anything. So normally, I might put 180 average or 90 average. We're just going to say, just nothing there. And if we click this find products button, we're going to find a whole bunch of potential products that, might meet these criteria. And here's a really interesting book to start with, Hawaii. You can see that, it definitely has what appears to be rising reviews over the last 180 days. And, it actually has a lot of reviews, 5,800 reviews, and not very many sales rank drops. So this is probably, I don't know, maybe it probably got merged with another one of the formats of this type of book back in here. But it looks interesting over the last 2,400 days. It's been all over the place. Like it looks like it has sold really well in the $50 like collectible price range. That's where it looks like, most of these collectible offers are going off the listing. And then you can see in the past, it's been right around $16. So this is something that even though it's down to about $5, I probably wouldn't pick up because of this past historical data where it's kind of hanging right around $10. So I'd probably pass on that. But you can, again, go through this, and most of the books that you go through are not going to be worth it, but some of them are definitely going to be worth it. And I went ahead and picked out a few of them that I found on this first page out of 100. So basically, I think I saved 3 or 4 that I saved out of 100. So that's like 3 or 4% that I think would be buys for me. And again, there's 900 potential listings. So here's the first one that I found, Knight's Blade. I think this is like the 20th one that I looked at. And you can see that this actually just came back in stock today. Not that long ago, it looks like that has been at 1,700. So right around like 530 or so. This came in stock, and if we expand the historical selling data, you can see Amazon is selling this new for $10. They've since been out of stock, but what really piques my interest is this, which is seeing the used offer count. The used price pop up. Let's get the used offer count. The used price and the used offer count pop up, and then a sales rank drop. In other words, we're seeing books that, a book that hasn't really been listed for most of the entire year, but as soon as the copy comes on, it looks like it's selling out. Like these look like they're sales at 35. Here's probably a sell at 70 as well. And then you can see it looks like, some came on the listing at 79, then they went off the listing. Probably was a sell, even though the sales rank didn't necessarily drop. But again, what we're looking at, the reason why this was found is because of a rising review count. And technically, this is probably a book that got merged as well with its, with another format of the listing. But still, this was a book we found using this filter that we wouldn't have found otherwise. And if we go ahead and look at, the Amazon webpage, let's see how many offers on the listing right now. It looks like there's 2 offers, one for 27, one for what looks to be 13 or 14. And again, I think some of these most recent sales I think that was at 35. I think that probably was at 76. This probably was at 79. And one thing that makes me a little bit more confident that this is true is like for a product like this, hey, check out eBay. What's going on over there? And so if we go to eBay, now let's see what we got over there. It looks like we've got one listed for 29, which is that new, that second copy that was on Amazon. But if we come down and look at sold completed listings, look at this. April 13th of this year, this sold for $50 plus shipping. Looks like this sold for, $41, $75 for best offer. This one went to the UK or from the UK, $28 plus $32 shipping. So this is a book that I think, is rare. It was selling very well for $10. You can basically pick it up for right around what it was being sold for. It's been out of stock for a long time. We see the review count going up, pretty slowly. So this is a book I would consider buying. I think I would probably, if I were to buy this, I would spend right around $14. I think I would easily be able to sell this for $49.99, $20 profit, 100% ROI. And again, I think those probably did sell for $75, especially considering what we saw up here. So it's possible you could even get up to $75 for it. Although, again, the higher you go in price, the more time it's probably going to take you to sell it. So potentially it could be a really great book there. And so I'm going to be buying that book. Now, the second book that we found is actually Wolverine. And this book looks great because we can actually see in the past, like this is a book that has held value. Looks like in the lower end, it's in the 20s and sometimes up in the 40, 50 range with plenty of sales rank drops. Again, you can see how the review count is going up. So this is a book that's definitely getting reviewed. And then for whatever reason, you can see that the sales rank stopped dropping, but then you have this kind of weird little loop here in the sales rank where it goes down. And then you have the used prices, coming down, but we still see the review count going up. So again, this is something that might also have other format types on the listing. Now, it looks like it's only paperback, but there's also Kindle. So maybe Kindle people can also review it. I'm not sure. They probably can. So this is something that, we could pick up for $5 right now. I think it's undervalued. Like this came out in 2004. I don't see why today is any different than, a couple of years ago. There's only 3 copies and they're all good to like new. And again, if we look back at kind of the previous sales here, I mean, I see great sales rank drops in the $30 to $40 range. Again, we can check eBay just to see what's going on. You can see a couple listed pretty high. So somebody listed at $800, which is kind of crazy. Look at the sold listing. So only one on July 2nd for, that had been $25 plus $8 shipping. They might have accepted a best offer. I don't know. But I think this is something that I'd probably buy all 3 copies of. I think this is something that, I could pick up for and be right around $9. And, I probably would try to sell for $39.99. And if I can, make a $17 profit per book. I think this is definitely a book that is going to sell well. I'm not really sure why it doesn't necessarily appear to be selling. I mean, it probably did sell there, off account 5 to 4. I don't see why something that came out in 2004, which appears to be maybe a comic book of some sort, or I don't know what it is, but I don't see why it would be selling so great and then all of a sudden it's not selling great. So I think it's just Keepa's not really recording the sales rank very well, or maybe Amazon is doing a weird job of recording the actual sales rank. Again, you can see how the used off counts ebbing and flowing as well, doing way well then. So second book that I'll be buying, again, just off the first page of that, I think 900 result. Let's look at this next book, which is Trinity, which we found with this as well. So again, we see that we have really no sales rank over the last 6 months. No sales rank drops, right? Sales rank is awful according to most people's terms, right? But we see the review count going up. And so if we see the review count going up, then that's a good indicator that this is going to do well. So we see, multiple sales rank drops on the used prices above 30. And let's get the collectible offer count. Yeah, so collectible offer count on 26. So a couple of those are probably the collectible offers, but a couple of sales rank drops when there was no collectible offers. Looks like, $89, $90. And kind of one thing that I don't like about this is that the used price was really cheap in the past. So it looked like it was basically $5 the whole time. But I mean, there's enough historical data recently to show me that this can sell for quite a bit. And I like this right here in the offer count, how when this book got to 13, the offer count actually took a nosedive, went from 12 down to 3. So, sales rank got really low, got down to 170,000 after being 200 or 2 million, which is kind of crazy. And then again, sales rank not dropping. We don't actually see any drop in used offer count. But again, I think this is something that is also going to do well. Now, because of this other data that we see for a couple of years where it's not selling, maybe don't buy as many, maybe buy only one and just see what happens. But an interesting one there for sure. All right, let's get this other one, education. So this looks to be decent on first glance until we realize that these sales rank drops probably were not in used condition. They're probably in this collectible condition, copy at 30. But and if we look in the past, it looks like this is kind of right around 10 to 12 bucks. So this is something that I'd pass on. But I don't only want to show you the winners, I also want to show you ones that I wouldn't consider picking up. But this is just, again, another one of the many strategies, many product finding strategies that we have for trying to find profitable books. So hope this was helpful, and let's go on to the next video.